YouTube episode 30. No, this is not 30. I can't count. This is 29. Bummer. All right, this is episode 29. Let's go. Hey, what's up, my friend? Welcome back to the channel. So glad you are here. I have one goal today. One goal and one goal alone, and that is to make a short video. We'll see if it's possible. Man, it's a great day. Couple of quick update things. The studio is rocking right along, which is pretty fantastic. It is spring. About to be on spring break. About to clear out the garden, remove all the dead things, and watch all the new things grow. It's a very exciting time. More than that, Lent has kicked off. Ash Wednesday was a couple of days ago, and I like Lent. Lent is a great season for me. I like the fasting. I like the giving up of things. I really like what Malcolm Guite said in his book Word in the Wilderness about what Lent is supposed to be about. It's a reorienting of the soul, and man, I could really use some reorienting. There are some parts of me that need to be turned in a different direction. So I'm excited for all those things. But enough of that short, brief update. We're doing cool things in the studio, making cool things. And I've even had some side quest projects, but that's for another time. Let's talk about what we're talking about today. 3 things. 3 everyday carry things that I believe you should have on your person all the time, if at all possible.
Egg and cheese biscuit. Yummy, yummy, thank you.
3 things that you should have. Now, the reason I do this and how this connects to self-care is because there are, you know, one of the purposes of self-care is to minimize and reduce stress. That's a big deal. The minimizing and reducing of stress is a big deal, and I think that everyday carry options help do that. They help do that because if you are prepared for situations, those situations are less stressful. What I want to do today is talk about almost kind of like a brief intro into a bigger video that I'm going to do next week, which is my everyday carry backpack. I'm actually legitimately stoked for that video, but this is like a brief intro. So 3 things that I think you need to have with you at all times, whenever possible.
Oh, the wind is lashing lustily, and the trees are thrashing thrustily, and the leaves are rustling gustily.
Thing number 1 is a first aid kit. This is my first aid kit. This goes in my backpack. It goes everywhere with me. This thing is magnificent. It's a waterproof case. It's by Adventure Medical Kits. It's probably not the best first aid kit that you could have on your person at all times. If you are in the EDC world and you've been in the EDC world for a long time, I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments about what you think is the best first aid medical kit. But like you can see, right, here's the size comparison. Okay, you see how that is? I need it to be this size. So if you have a better option, I would love to know what that option is. The only thing that I feel like this medical kit is missing is a tourniquet, but I also don't think it's big enough to house one. And really, in a pinch, my Travax belt works as a tourniquet and would be sufficient for anything that's not like a long-term emergency. You know, like if I was out in the woods and it was going to be a couple of days before I got to help, then my belt probably wouldn't suffice, and I would need an honest to goodness tourniquet, but what I have would work in a pinch. But otherwise, this thing has everything. It's got bandages, tape. You know, there's a few modifications that I made myself to this, including you know, a little striker pad and some matches. You know, the idea was kind of like if I'm stuck out in the middle of nowhere and it's going to be a few days before I get to any kind of civilization, I should be able to make a fire if my ferro rod is lost or something like that. I just wanted to have some backup. So there's matches. There's a few other things in here that I like to keep with me. Different types of, you know, first aid equipment like disinfectant stuff, bandages, tape, those kind of things. I really like this. This doesn't have to be the one that you have, but I would go out and find you a small first aid kit that you can keep in your purse, keep in your backpack, keep in your car, something that is on you at all times so that in the case of an emergency, you're prepared, especially if you're a parent. This thing is coming quite handy, especially with my son when we're out in the wild camping, doing those kind of things. So that's the first one. You should have a first aid kit. Second one, and this one is a little bit situational. If you work in a place where these things are not allowed, then you probably shouldn't have it on you. But thing number two that you should have on your person at all times in the EDC life, self-care life, is my favorite: a pocket knife or a small fixed blade airplane. This is, I've done it in my other videos, this is the Civivi Praxis Mini. I love this knife. It's a lot. That is really bright sunshine. There's just something about having a good tool on you at all times that makes life easier. So you should have one of these. You should go somewhere that you can get a small fixed blade, keep it in your purse, keep it in your pocket, keep it in your car. Have a fixed blade knife or a folding knife.
Why are you the way that you are?
Somewhere within reach all the time. The benefits to this are indescribable. All right, so number three, and this is the one that's probably the most, I don't know, maybe controversial, maybe the one that'll get the most pushback. But I think if you want to really take care of yourself, especially in today's technological world, the everyday carry thing that you ought to have on your person at all times, and I mean that literally, at all times, is a book. Not a big book, not a giant book, not a textbook, but something to read. And here's why I think this. There are a multitude of times in our day-to-day life where we are waiting, where we are in the midst of pause, where we do not have time to do other things, but we are waiting for other things to be done. And what I have noticed more times than not is that when we are waiting, we're doom scrolling. I saw this the other day. I got called in for jury duty. I was in on that deal. I looked around the room and almost every person in the room was on their phone doom scrolling. You know how I know they were doom scrolling? Because they were doing this the whole time. Now, I think you shouldn't be on your phone doom. We know, the data shows, the research shows, doom scrolling is not good for your self-care, it's not good for your mental health, it's not good for your well-being. I think having a book is infinitely better, because you can enter into a world that's going to enrich your person, not make you dumber. TikTok. There are so many benefits to reading books on paper. And I have taken up this habit, and I've taken it very seriously. I carry a couple of different books in my backpack with me. And anytime I'm in a line waiting, I'm in a place waiting, anytime there's downtime, my lunch, whatever, anytime I can pause and be still and I don't have something to do, I'm probably reading a book or sketching in my pocket journal. But carrying a book with you, I guarantee you, will improve your self-care if you carry it every day. Maybe you only read a paragraph, maybe you only read a page, it doesn't matter. But reading a paragraph of a book rather than doom scrolling on your phone will be better for you in the long run, I promise. I guarantee. I probably shouldn't say guarantee, because some goober is gonna do it and then write me and be like, you owe me money because it wasn't working. Whatever. Not a guarantee, but a promise. It's worth it. Carry a book, put it in your purse, get a small book, put it in your purse. You know, books that have quotes from famous people, books that have quotes from the saints, books that have little bits of wisdom. I have this little tiny book from Abraham Lincoln, and it's some of his most profound thoughts. I could carry that in my back pocket if I wanted to. That would be a great book to put in your backpack or your purse. Find a book that you like, that inspires you. Keep it with you at all times. It'll be the best everyday carry that you have on your person, I believe, 100%. That's all I have for you today. I wanted to do a short video. We're at 11 minutes and there's stuff to edit out of this. Haha! Anyways, I hope you have a great, fantastic, fantastic day. We're coming into spring. Spring is beautiful. It's a time of rebirth, resurrection, renewal, green things. Get outside, get your feet in the grass. Enjoy the change from winter to spring. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be fantastic. Hope you have an epic rest of your day. Until I see you next time. keep climbing.